What if I told you that one of the most innocent-looking British cars from the 1950s was actually hiding mechanical tricks, unexpected racing heritage, and marketing gimmicks? It appears that your grandmother would commute to church in the Austin A35 of 1956. Beneath that polite smile, though, were 10 shocking facts that are currently being discussed in the automotive industry. The Austin A35 replaced the A30. It was small, charming, and affordable, which is why the British working class chose it. When it was first released in 1956, it was a small sports car. It was a practical little runabout. However, there was a shocking list of secrets hidden beneath that image of conservatism. Number 10. It wasn't supposed to exist. The Austin A35 was never supposed to be a brand new model. Actually, the original plan was just to give the old A30 a quick update, with a few tweaks here and there, before bringing it back to the showroom floor. But within the British Motor Corporation, a quiet battle for innovation was simmering. The engineers installed a larger 948 cubic centimeters engine, upgraded the suspension, and changed the transmission, while keeping the same body in an attempt to push the boundaries. Customers thought they were buying a slightly altered A30, but in reality, they were leading a secret revolution. Number 9. It beat sports cars at their own game. Initially, it seemed that the Austin A35 was better suited for quiet village streets than tearing up a racetrack. Auto enthusiasts quickly recognized its unrealized potential, though. The A35 was transformed into a small, nimble rocket after being disassembled, tuned, and fitted with racing tires. In the famous Academy Racing series, these small sedans shocked the public by replacing bigger, more conspicuous, and much more expensive sports cars. What's the secret? Its featherlight design, quick steering, and simple mechanics made improvement affordable and effective. For many amateur racers, the A35 became the perfect big killer and the ultimate underdog. Number 8. Its aerodynamics were accidentally brilliant. In 1956, wind tunnel testing was only allowed for race cars and high-end luxury cars, not for small, inexpensive runabouts like the Austin A35. But by sheer coincidence, the A35's curved, bubble-like design turned out to be a secret weapon. Because of its rounded nose, sloping roofline, and lack of sharp edges, which allowed air to freely flow over the body, it was remarkably aerodynamic for its time. The A35's meager 34 horsepower enabled it to surpass 70 miles per hour because of this inadvertent design flaw. Despite not being built for speed, it gave the little Austin a surprising edge. Number 7. The gearbox was way ahead of its time. The Austin A35 was hiding a feature that is frequently seen on more costly models: second, third, and fourth gear synchronization. For a small 1950s economy car, this was unexpected. Drivers of many small cars at the time had to double clutch or endure the awful crunch of metal on metal when shifting. But the A35's gearbox made adjustments easy, even for complete beginners. It meant faster gear changes, less wear and tear, and a more enjoyable drive overall. The A35's refinement made it feel incredibly modern for its time, proving that even a cheap car could offer a little luxury where it was most needed. Number 6. The paint hit a cost-cutting trick. At first glance, the Austin A35's gentle pastel colors, which include soft blues, creams, and greens, seemed to be a popular 1950s fashion trend. But in reality, this was a very smart way to save money. Lighter pastel colors were much better at hiding small imperfections in the paint job, so the factory could produce a car that looked flawless to the average buyer while spending less time on meticulous surface preparation. It was a minor adjustment that decreased the cost and duration of production. You may view it as clever production or as clever marketing, depending on your point of view. Number 5. It outsold some of Britain's biggest icons. The modest Austin A35 quietly took center stage in a number of markets, despite the fact that the Morris Minor is often considered one of Britain's most beloved vintage cars. Throughout its manufacturing years, the A35 outsold the Minor in a number of locations thanks to its successful combination of low operating costs, outstanding fuel efficiency, and an approachable, friendly design. Although the A35 was not hailed as a style icon by the motoring press, it satisfied all the needs of everyday drivers looking for affordability and dependability. It proved that sometimes practicality could take precedence over status. Number 4. A hidden performance parts network. To the ignorant bystander, the Austin A35, a car built for Sunday drives and school runs, was a pinnacle of civility. However, Austin maintained a covert, unofficial pipeline of performance parts behind that innocent facade. Racing enthusiasts can buy improved carburetors, better exhaust systems, and adjusted suspension directly from friendly dealers or factory contacts. These parts were frequently even supplied without sacrificing the guarantee, enabling racers to double the horsepower of their tiny A35. Without actually saying anything, Austin was winking at the tuning community, saying, "We know what you're up to." Number 3, it was built to last accidentally. In the 1950s, rust was a silent killer of countless cars. Many models' bodies deteriorated to flaky shells within a decade due to corrosion. But it wasn't because of its deliberate design that the Austin A35 turned out to be exceptionally durable. Its body was composed of sturdy steel panels with simple shapes and few seams, which minimized the number of moisture traps where rust could develop. Because of their inadvertent resilience, a remarkable number of A35s have survived for decades. Although Austin never made it a selling point, this is one of the primary reasons these tiny cars still proudly appear at vintage car shows today. Number 2, it inspired a new wave of British racing drivers. In addition to being a classic commuter car, the Austin A35 was used as a training ground for aspiring racers. Novices could take part in motorsport without having to spend a fortune on pricey cars, thanks to the A35 Academy Racing Series. Drivers like Jonathan Palmer, who would go on to win races all over the world, trained on this little car. The A35's low power, fine steering, and modest weight forced drivers to focus on skill, cornering technique, and racing strategy. The concept was simple. If you could master an A35, you could master anything on wheels. Number 1, it has a celebrity connection you didn't expect. The recent unexpected spike in popularity of the Austin A35 was due to Rowan Atkinson, yes, Mr. Bean himself. In addition to being a well-known comedian, Atkinson is a talented and passionate racer. He famously drove an A35 at vintage car events, pushing the boundaries of the 1950s small saloon. A picture of a well-known comedian from around the world maneuvering this tiny car through tight spaces went viral, reigniting public interest in the A35. It showed a whole new generation that this cute classic could be a fun performer as well. The Austin A35 became a silent legend, even though it was never meant to attract attention or dominate racetracks. Beneath its modest curves and friendly demeanor were clever marketing tactics, hidden engineering secrets, and an unstoppable underdog racing spirit. With its secret factory upgrades and surprising victories over fast arrivals, the A35 proved that appearances can be incredibly deceptive. It was a car that had a significant influence on both history and the road. So remember that the next time you see one of these polite little gems, it's smiling because it knows the truth